farmers. We're gonna tap this here sugar maple today to get some sap out of it so we can make maple syrup. Well, the first thing I need to do is make sure this is in fact a sugar maple tree. And the way that I can tell is by its bark. I can tell by this pattern, or kind of lack of a pattern, the fact that it's all different, that this is a sugar maple. And if you look farther up at the branches, because this tree has opposite branching, it's kind of splitting off into a Y shape as opposed to alternate branching, which is more similar to a ladder. That's another way to tell that it's a sugar maple, that opposite branching. Another way to tell, the third way, is by its leaves. But right now, it's the winter, and so we don't have any leaves on the tree. I also know that this tree is old enough to be tapped, and I'm gonna put one tap in it today. But hang on, Amanda in a different outfit. How do I know how old the tree is? That's a great question. One of the ways that we can measure our trees is actually by using our own wingspan. All right, so each year that a tree is alive, it grows approximately 1 inch in circumference. All right, that's the distance around the tree. But if you don't have a measuring tape to figure that out, you can use your own wingspan. So I know that I'm 5 feet 5 inches tall, which is 65 inches. And I also know that my height is going to be the same as my wingspan, from fingertip to fingertip. So if we as farmers wrap our arms around a tree like this, hug the tree, you can get an approximation of how old that tree is. So if I put my arms around a tree and it touches perfectly fingertip to fingertip, I know that tree is about 65 years old. If my fingers don't reach, I know it's older than that, and my fingers overlap, I know it's younger than that. Once a sugar maple tree is 40 years old we can put one tap in it. That's the first time that it will be able to give us sap without damaging the tree itself. Once it's 54 years old, we can put 2 in it, and once it's up to 72 years old, we can put 3 taps in it. First thing I do is take my handy dandy drill that has this fancy attachment on it that is going to allow me to get the right depth into the tree. All right, here we go. All right, if you see here, got a nice hole into the tree and sap's already coming out. All right. Next thing I'm gonna do, take my tap, so. I'm gonna put that right into the tree, into the hole that I made. I'm gonna tap, 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 till that sound changes. I know it's in there, and that sap's gonna start flowing through the spout instead of dripping down the bark. And now, since it's got a cool little hook, I can hang my sap bucket on it. Here we go. So, over the course of the rest of this sugaring season, late winter, early spring, the sap, you can even hear it, is gonna go into this bucket. I'm gonna put a lid on it so that debris doesn't get into our sap. And then we as farmers, or you kids, are gonna empty these out into larger containers that will then be brought down to our sugar house, where we can boil it up and turn it into delicious maple syrup.